Alright, we're gonna finish off our cork here. The one thing that I want to do, this is the one I finished earlier, and the plug here I've serviced with some whipping of cordage that should add an extra amount to fill up any gaps or space. And what I have to do in order to keep the cordage from slipping off, aside from adding some sort of glue or something, is I'm gonna cut a wedge into my cork, so or my plug. So I've got my plug here that we've already sized, and I'm taking my cutting tool, and I'm cutting around, and then I'm gonna cut around up higher, and then I'm gonna gouge out as we go. That'll create a gap that I can then wrap cordage around. That should help fill up any gaps in my hole. Okay, so I've just created some rough seating. As you can see, I've got a lip on the top here, and then I've got the seat here. And so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to whip some cordage around here, and that should create a nice stopper effect. So essentially, this is what we're looking for: nice and tight, and it's not gonna slip on or off as we pull this in and out of the hole of our canteen. This end here could be used to lash to the top of our canteen to hold it in place, and we just lash it. You know, just make a knot around the a knot around one of these strands, and that would keep the stopper where we want it. But we're going to do something different, so I'm going to go ahead and snip these off. Alright, so here we have our plug that's got a much tighter fit now, and all I have to do is take it and seat it in there and give it a nice snug downward twist, and that'll stay in there pretty good. And it's getting pretty tight in there. I've pretty much filled the gaps with this, so this is just kind of a shortcut to making this serviceable to fill the plug, fill the hole for the plug. All right, next, with my nice Swiss Army knife with a nice little sawtooth here, I am going to start to just cut a gouge all the way around just from the bottom of the plug here. And so I've just cut a gouge around, and this plug is a little bit longer than I'd like it to be, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut it about right here. Okay, so I was able to cut it in, cut it to a reasonable size with my cutting tool, and I'm going to go ahead and sand it off the ends here, get rid of some of the hard edges, just a little bit, and there you go. So this is going to be our cork, or our plug. So here is our canteen. It's watertight. There's water in it. I just put some water in, and this is our stopper here, and it's pretty watertight. Water's not going anywhere, at least not too quickly, and that's what's important if it were to be tipped upside down. One thing about this design, the way that I created this, I may redo the end, but a good thing I don't have to cut anything, because I can just undo the serving or the whipping, because what can happen is that I can't set it down very securely. So I may just wrap this around the body or the base, because I can't set it down. So just a little flaw in the design here, but for the most part, as long as I'm not trying to set it down, and it's watertight, it can stay on its side, and I'm not going to worry about any water being going to go away. So nothing's leaking out right there. So this is our canteen.